Never do these 5 things to your children. Hey guys, it's Rahim. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, smash the subscribe button because I talk about property investment, personal development, and how to gain financial freedom. You see, I'm walking about this beautiful park. I have an amazing, nice tennis court behind me. It looks like a garden. It's absolutely beautiful. So I wanted to share these 5 things you never say to your children. You see, in order for us to get our children to do what we want them to do or for them to be successful, it's important for us to communicate to them in a way that they are able to survive, but not just survive in today's world, but actually thrive and become better entrepreneurs as well as better citizens so they can serve nations and add value significantly. When it comes to parenting, certain practices can hinder the development and the future independence of our children. So here are the 5 things to never do to your children. Number 1, avoiding discussing money. Avoid talking about money to your children. Not teaching them about money, budgeting, savings, investment, or how they spend their money, or teach them the value of money can leave them ill-prepared to manage their own finances when they grow up. You see, we've thought about going to school, college, university, have a degree, but people, our families in the first place, avoid talking about money. So in my household, we talk about money, we talk about investment, we talk about savings, we talk about value of money, we talk about adding value. So in order for your children to understand the value of money, what comes along having money, what responsibilities and duty comes with it, prepares them really well for the real world. Number 2, not encouraging entrepreneurial skills. What do I mean by this? Failing to foster entrepreneurial spirit in your household. Preventing your children from learning, innovating, taking calculated risk, and learn how to navigate business world. I'll give an example. I had a friend of mine. He's a very successful individual, and he's a lot more older than me. He had a son. His son is very ambitious, wants to do so many stuff. Like, he was 17 years old. Oh, Dad, I want to open a coffee shop. Dad, I want to do this. Dad, I want to do that. That I think is really amazing if I can do this. He was so excited. Entrepreneurial mindset. I think he kind of took that a little bit from his dad, but his dad talked him down not to do it, tell him it's not the right thing to do, go to college, go to university, get a degree, and that boy then, that killed his spirits to become an entrepreneur. And looking at that boy now, 7 years later, he's become a servant of someone else's business. He's now working almost 8 to 9 hours a day. He's now risk averse, and he doesn't even want to get into businesses, not to talk about investing in property. So you see, if you've got a child who wants to explore different things, wants to learn about business, wants to learn about entrepreneurship, the only thing you could do is to let them do it. Even if you don't want to interfere, let them go out there, learn, explore, make mistakes and learn from their mistakes. You see, when they learn from their mistake when they're young, it propels them to make less and fewer mistakes for when they get older. So if you think not encouraging your kids to become an entrepreneur is part of you showing them love, I hate to admit that it is not. Let them go out there, let them explore, let them learn, let them take risk. If they want to do something at school, doing businesses, whatever that may be for them, as long as they're willing to go for it without you pushing for them and encouraging them to do it, let them do it, because it would only increase their initiative, their mindset, their thinking, and being able to take calculated risk. Number 3, shielding them from responsibility. Avoid doing everything for your children. Instead, teach them responsibility, teach them accountability, teach them doing something without you watching or monitoring them, teach them being good citizens, teach them how to be honest, truthful, transparent. Here's the thing, by involving them doing this in an early stage, helps them become a stronger, resilient adult for when they grow up. So if they want to do stuff at home, give them the responsibility. Perhaps you want to give them a responsibility to maybe set their bed up every day they wake up. When they wake up, you not just jump on the bed, go mommy, bloody I want breakfast, no, something like. Get them to go and set their bed up, spread their bed nicely, get the pillows where they're supposed to be, so they can learn responsibility and accountability, because that will only make them a better, serious entrepreneurs. Number 4, now this is important, neglecting the importance of investing. Not introducing the concept of investing and growing money in your household can hinder their ability to build and preserve wealth over time. So for example, in my household, what we do, we have monopolies, we play games, we play money games, where we can play that game to literally teach my children how to buy houses, how to buy hotels, how to buy cars. We do it virtually, but it just teaches them the value of money and how you can use money to invest, to acquire lots of assets, appreciating assets. And some of the games where when I rent their house, I have to pay them rent. They see the money coming in. It's an absolute amazing concept, and that is then nurturing them to understand that if you use money in an accurate way, that money would work for you instead of you working for it. So they're literally learning that right now. They love the Monopoly game. We go on learning timetables. We learn anything to do with adding, dividing, and also talking about money investment, and the return you get is absolutely amazing. Right now, I'm in the process of building him a virtual kind of investment strategy where he can go and buy houses online, and then obviously rent and get the tenants to pay him money as well. So it's absolutely mind-blowing. So learning and teaching your children about how to invest, getting them to understand the importance of investing, and most importantly, the return they get from making an investment, is really preparing them to understand that investing is what makes money work for you, instead of you laboring your hours to get money. Now this is important, overprotecting them from failure. You see, when you're a kid, or when you're a baby, I'll give you an example. When you were about to start standing, learning how to stand in the first place, you can see your children try to stand up and then they fall down again. They try to stand up and fall down again. That's what they keep doing repeatedly until they learn how to stand up. So once they stand up, then they start taking the first step, okay? And again, when they fall off, it doesn't mean that, oh, they're not gonna take another step, or they're not gonna stand up and start walking again. So you see, avoiding protecting them allows them to do that. Because if they are going in, failing, they are learning from that mistakes, and that mistakes only makes them grow, resilient, become stronger, and take endurance. Because look at that kid. No matter what mistake he or she makes, they stood up again, start walking, fall down, stood up again, start working. So this is how life is about. So do not overprotect them in order to say, oh, I don't want them to get this, I don't want them to get that. You need to let them be themselves, learn about themselves, understand themselves, and at the same time learning, growing, enhancing, knowing the value of money, knowing how to treat and communicate among people would only propel them to the brighter future. Number 6 is one of the most important, if not the important thing, not to teach your children about. Materialism over values. Avoid focusing the importance of buying material wealth at the expense of developing core values such as kindness, empathy, and integrity. You see, because buying material wealth, I don't even call it wealth, material liabilities, is something that really gets people seriously into bad debt. So what do I mean by that? If you used to buy in your kids maybe expensive stuff, for example, maybe a Gucci, an Armani, whatever that may be for you, I'm not saying don't treat your children, don't really get them to feel like, yes, they could achieve things like that. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm really talking about here is teaching them, showing them that materials that doesn't add value to what they're doing, it's not really something that they should be focusing their mind on. They need to be focusing on buying things that not just add value in them, but add value to the people around them. You see, when you focus on buying things that add value, it doesn't just help you yourself, it also helps the people around you. Let me give you an example. You see, if you buy material stuff, so for example, say you buy your son or your daughter a very nice Gucci expensive shirt. Look, what does that do to them? They can go and show off, obviously, to their friends and maybe family members. They can go to parties or things like that. But what you're teaching them there basically is to buying stuff like this. So once they become independent, guess what they would do? They will go and buy the same exact thing. Even if they don't have the money, it encourages them to take debt and use that debt to buy material stuff, because they're used to living a life like that. So when you're gone, they won't be thinking about investing. They'll be thinking about, guess what, buying that most expensive car, expensive thing that is around there. Even if they haven't got the money, they may end up taking bad debt, buying these things, and then it end up becomes a financial ruin. Here's what you're going to teach them instead. You're going to teach them on how to buy appreciating assets, maybe like gold coins, for example, silver coins, for example, or perhaps you want to start thinking about them buying their first property investment so they can see the money coming in. Perhaps they're going to go to uni in about maybe 3 or 4 years, or maybe even 10 years, or maybe 12 years or 15 years from now. You might want to buy them a property that could be making rent for them on their behalf, and also a property that would appreciate in value. So when they grow up, they see that property. Oh, mommy bought me that property, daddy bought me that property, because they want me to go to uni, and that's the property that's going to look after me when I'm at uni. Or when you're buying them material stuff, make sure they understand exactly why you bought it. Is it because they've done something really well? Is it because they've done an amazing investment? You've given them that as a gift. You see, when you teach them that, they will not go lavishing money once they've had it, but what they will do instead, they will go and buy appreciating assets like stock, shares, businesses, properties, gold, commodities, because that would only make them richer and richer and richer, and they will leave a legacy for when you're gone, because they say, you know what, my mommy, my daddy, my parents taught me about not just buying material things that doesn't add value to me, but instead they teach me how to invest to make passive recurring income. Number 7, now this is important, intolerance. Never, ever and ever teach your children intolerance towards people, especially different people that do not look like them. Embracing and understanding the differences between different human beings is crucial for their development, because they will learn how to live, communicate, manage, interact, and build relationship with people from different backgrounds, ethnicities, and cultures. So never teach them intolerance. Tell them we are all equal in the world, we're all equal in the marketplace. The only differences between you and anybody else is the value you add to the people around you, is the value you add to your community, is the value you add to the people that you're dealing with. It's what you've brought in, something that people can use, something that people can slip in, something that would protect people from the cold, something that can protect someone that really needs that service. So intolerance is something you want to eradicate, you see, because the way where we're going right now, the world is going to be so diversified, the world is going to be so mixed. If you don't teach your children how to interact, how to communicate, how to understand other people's culture, they will really struggle for when they grow up. You see, so this is what I'm learning, implementing that to my family. I've got a very young family. My oldest is 6 years old. So I'm trying to kind of encourage them to do things like that. So you are part of my family. So whatever I'm learning, I'm implementing in my life, I would love to share that with you. I hope this video has been helpful. If this video has been helpful, smash the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. I look forward to sharing the next one. I hope you like the park. The park looks absolutely beautiful. I love it here. I'm alone, meditating, thinking about life. It's been absolutely amazing. So I look forward to sharing the next one. Thank you.